Well, hello, friends, neighbors. John, your wish neighbor here. Welcome down to the Nook. I'm back from my trip to South Korea, which was amazing. Certainly recommended. If you can get away and get out there, it's a fantastic, welcoming country. I came back and thought, you know what? I need to shoot these special releases from John Sleeman Sons or the Spring Mill Distillery because someone told me they're actually still available. And there is a good enough reason for me to say, what are my first thoughts? Just first thoughts, but might encourage you to buy or to wait. So we're going to talk first about this single malt. So this is, I think they said age 6 years in wine casks. This is 100% barley malt, 6 years. And then we'll get over to this full-on rye. This I think was ex-bourbon and then PX casks. I don't know the age on this one, but it's a 60.8%, 100% rye bottle. So if you want to join along, if you have this when you pour it, share notes down below and say, hey, you know, John, I didn't get that, but I did get this. I love deepening the conversation. If you don't have anything like this up here, pour a single malt. Canadian single malt would be the best, or a rye, and we'll see if any of our notes match. 3, 4. Well, thanks for coming back. As I said, you know, we're going to start. These are two single casks from John Sleeman Sons, the Spring Mill Distillery. And I thought they sold out, but someone told me when I opened them, they said, John, there's a few left. So maybe there are a few left. We're going to start here with this single malt. It's aged for 6 years. It is a single cask. So the way I read the back is it's a French oak cask. And before this single malt went into it, it had Pinot Blanc and Bordeaux wines in it. Could be, I'm not sure, but definitely it says Pinot Blanc and it does say Bordeaux wine and it does say French oak for 6 years. So this is dark. Of course, it's natural color, non-chill. When I was talking to Cooper, he said, look, all of our stuff is going to be released beautifully that way. Or he implied it anyways. And if they didn't, I think they'd tell us because that was certainly how it sounded. They wanted to put it their craft distillery. So this is all barley, all malt, all Spring Mill Distillery, French oak, and a couple of wines. See it on the nose. Certainly wine note forward. So I've got you know, almost a dark grape. I've got some full raisin. I've got a little bit of, you know, sweetness. I don't know. So far, it's not tart like berries, but it is very sweet. Maybe a bit of jam. I can get little edges of oak in there. And in my first opening, even on the short I shot with you guys, I did notice some nuttiness. And there is a little bit of that on the nose. Now, whether that's, you know, cereal barley nuttiness or whether that's cask, I can't tell at this point, but it does have a little bit of edge of right in between. Like it's not quite, you know, bitter. Like walnut tends to be a little more bitter for me, but almond is very sweet towards marzipan, you know, so somewhere playing a little slightly closer to walnut. All right, been talking enough about the nose. Time to sit a bit of whiskey with you guys back here in the Nook. Cheers. It was bold. I think it's 55.4 or 45 point. No, it's definitely 54.5. Come on, tell me, what is it here? It's 54.5%. And it is powerful. It's a little bit more cleaning in the palate than I thought. I expected with that non-chill and that strength to be really chewy. It's not. It's cleaning up nice. Has Christmas spices, Christmas cake sweetness. You know, that brandied cherries going on. But there is a roughness. I think that's French oak. I like French oak. I don't know if I'm in love with French oak. But here it creates a nice backbone, a nice story to kind of latch onto the sweetness. Always deserves a second sip. Cheers. I would say that leaned more into the oaks, more into the dark chocolate, a little bit of espresso, a little more pungency across the palate. Now I'm getting a little more residual oil, a little more chewiness. It's a good malt. And this is something that I think is well structured, interesting across the experience. Now I would say that the nose, yeah, a little bit of ginger, slight orange. Well, maybe not orange, but there's something a little tart, but the ginger for sure. This has lots of layers, lots of flavor, and a great start. I have to say, I've really been looking forward to this. This is the Single Cask 100% rye. Now, I can't quite tell from what's written on the back the age. It does talk about, starting its journey in once used or first fill bourbon, and then an additional 2 years of refinement in Pedro Jimenez sherry. So I would think like it might have spent its like 3 years to be a whiskey. It doesn't say that. Maybe in a first fill bourbon, and then 2 years. So that could put it around 5, and that makes sense. I feel like Spring Mill is trying to hold on to whiskey until it's good and released closer to that, 5-year or older. Like this is a 6-year single malt. 100% rye. This one is cask strength, so no dilution, and it's 60.8%. So I've cleared my palate. I have to say, even after some clearing, there's a little bit of rougher, leathered, older kind of sherry just kicking around in the back. That might pollute my thoughts on this. Let's see how this goes. On the nose. That's interesting. It's spicy, it's peppery, it's a bit of grass, a bit of light lemon, citrus. Yeah, very different than a single malt. Oh, this is playing into more sherry and more oak. The nuttiness is tamed down a bit. This is a little grassy, a little, not quite menthol, but it's just starting to think about that. And it's got some oak too, but lots of pepper. Lots of hello. A little bit younger. So even though I was guessing, this says 6 and I was guessing 5, this might only be a couple of years in ex-bourbon and then a couple of years in PX. We'll see. Try this one on the palate, 100% rye. Whoa, that's a lot. I got candy crack sweetness. I got candy apples. I got a little bit of cinnamon bun, a little bit of spiced toffee, lots and lots of pepper, lots of kick, but a high sweetness. The PX doesn't say hello right away. Actually, it's saying hi now in the early finish. By that, I mean a really sweet, like a strawberry, like it's a little sweet berry, a little sweet jam, a little sweet confectionery sugar. I find PX, not always, but tends towards that sweet berries. Got to try another sip. Cheers. Drawing. Powerful. Peppery. Now it's coating a bit in the mouth. Now it's a little bit more chewy. There is a little bit of menthol. I get that in a lot of ryes. It's not like hello. It's not all over this place, but I got a bit of menthol. And it's really coating my mouth well now. Like it feels like I just put on some lip stuff because my lips were chapped. That kind of coating, right? Got a bit of oils, a bit of waxes. I love that in whiskey. This is a little bit aggressive and it's actually tasting a little bit young. And I like young ryes. I've had 2-year-old ryes that are actually on my favorite list. Still Austin makes a great one out of Texas. Very young, very potent. Maybe another quick sip. This one's a little tight. I love rye. I absolutely love rye. It's always on the shelf. I have lots of bottles behind me. I need to get to know this one better. Right now, off the top, the single malt is drinking a little nicer. It's a little more welcoming. Now it's 54 instead of 60, so that could be the approachability. Maybe it's older. but there's good flavor here. It's still hitting me in the longer finish. It's a little drier on the finish, a little bit more almost straw. That grass just dries right out, a little bit of chaff, a little straw. I'm in the barn, but not tasting like a barn. I don't want to give you that note. I need to get to know that one. I think there's more here, maybe with a bit of water, maybe with time. Like I just opened them yesterday, had a quick sip because I was just waiting to try them when I landed. Interesting bottles. And for the prices that they were at, I would say grab them. Now, if you're trying to decide between the two, if you're a rye head and you like all ryes, obviously get the rye. If you're just saying, John, what do you think is the best whiskey? I don't really, they're so different. But right now, just an enjoyment. I am enjoying this single cask, single malt, just a little more. The flavors are wild and varied, but they seem integrated well. That oak is giving it a good backstory. This, I just need to get to know it. But it's not bad. Don't get me there at all. It's first thoughts. I'm enjoying both. But if you're to push me around and say, which one should I order? Well, if you like single malt, then this one. If you're a rye head, of course the rye. I don't know if I did anything for you. Anyways, have you had either of them? Have you opened them? What are your thoughts? I'm going to have to come back to them like maybe in a bit, like maybe in a month or so after I've really tried them out and given you a better insight. Thanks for joining me here. Great to be back home in the Nook. Hope you guys are doing well.